If you remember, we had started law, order, and justice. Just to remind you about law. Law, we say that there are rules, there are system of rules that everyone must obey in a country. That is what we call what? A law. And then when you hear about order, it is when there is peace in the society. Or we say there is a peaceful condition in the society. That is order. Whereas justice is whereby you deal in a fair manner. When if we say you're practicing justice, that means you're dealing in a fair manner. That is you're being fair according to the standards. You're fair. That is what justice is. And we already talked about the need for order and justice in the society. So before we left for our term, we were in rights of a citizen. Number one, a citizen, you should know, is a member of a political society. You are the citizen of which country? Do we have anyone here who has a dual citizenship? Raise up your hand. That is, you are a citizen of Kenya and another country. So when we talk about a citizen, we say you are a member of a society or a state. In this case, you are a member of a country. So, and now because you're talking about a right, you've understood about citizens' rights. It is what is legally due for you. What is legally? What are you? What is supposed to be given to you due to the fact that you are a citizen of Kenya? Yes? When, for example, I tell you today you won't eat, you will tell me it is your what? Your right. It basically means that it is what is legally due for you, to the fact that you are what? A student in this school. So number one, tell me some of the rights students have. The rights the students have. What right do you have? Because I discovered you don't even know your rights. Right to education. Right to eat. What is another right that you have? Yes? Yes. Right of expression. So as a student, you have the right to be taught by teachers. It is your right to be taught, to attend classes. That one you don't know. You know, I'm not supposed to tell you, stay outside when I'm teaching. It is your right to attend what? Classes. And I think previously there was a student who, you know, people thought he was so arrogant because I think two teachers told him to get out of class, and then he said no severally. Not now. Now he's in the university. Is he in his second year or third year? Yeah, he said, he told your chemistry teacher, no, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. It was but it was sorted out because now you cannot argue with that, right? So it is your right to attend classes. It is also your right to have medical facilities. You have a right to life, of course. You have freedom to assemble. But make sure when you are assembling here in school, the principal does what? Knows about it. You also have a freedom of worship. You have also a freedom to join any game that you want, any game or club. And then you also have the right to exploit your talents. So now we go to the rights of citizens as provided in the Constitution. Tell me the right of the citizens. Because you've already done it in history. Tell me the right, yes? Yes? Right, oh? Very good. You have the right to vote if you are over 18 years. Very good. You don't know your rights as a citizen, yes? Yes. You have freedom of expression. You can express yourself. Yes, freedom of movement. Yes. But you know, now we have school rules whereby you cannot just get out of the school. Yes. Right, so? Yes, very good. You have the right as a Kenyan citizen to own property. So you have the right to life. You have a right to fair trial. In case you are told that you broke a particular law or rule in Kenya and the police apprehend you, you have the right to have a fair trial. You also have the right to education. That's why if you are at home and maybe a neighbor sees you at home, they should ask you why you are at home. Most of the time you think when maybe you're sent home due to something, maybe because of a school fees, and your neighbor asks you, why are you here? You think that they're trying to be nosy. No. Most of the time, they want to know why, what is the problem. I meet students here, outside here, the young ones, and they're not in school, and I tell them, why are you not in school? Oh, my mom had come and she's going to Nairobi. What does that have to do with you in school? You're supposed to attend school, yes? Not to escort your mother up to what? To the town. No. So, you also have a right to health. Also, right to own property, as we talked. You have a right to employment. You also have a right that people forget a lot is you have the right to marry and raise a family. That is a right in the Kenyan constitution. Also, you have freedom of speech. That's why we allow you, if there's preaching, you can be able to preach. Or in the evenings, you can read the scripture here and explain it. You also have a freedom of worship. Actually, you also have a freedom to practice any culture. Any culture, you have a freedom. That's why these two freedoms of culture and worship is whereby if you are Muslim, we could allow you, if you are a girl, to do what? To have the hijab, right? Yes. And yeah, because here, most of the students, I've never seen a student here. Kuna mwanafunzi Muislamu ambaye amejitanda. Most of the Islam who come here, the Islamic students are usually the male, right? Yes. Those are the rights. And it is important, I tell you, that the human rights are in the Kenyan constitution. And also, so that they can be in the Kenyan constitution, they are derived from documents that contain other human rights. So that we can have the constitution now, we have these rights that we have here. They had first to consult other documents, other legal documents, so that they can know your rights. And these documents, mostly it's international documents or international instruments that contain human rights. So that now they could be able to make our constitution in Kenya. So these other documents, international documents, which are used also in other countries to derive their own rights, are, for example, International Declaration of Human Rights. We have the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. We have the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. We have Convention on the Rights of a Child and Declaration on the Rights of Disabled Persons. You also have to know we have the Children's Act in Kenya. And actually the Children's Acts are upholded. The Children's Act is supposed to be upholded by every teacher. We're supposed to observe it. That's why in case something happens, they can maybe take a teacher to court according to the Children's Act. Because the Children's Act says that you should be able to develop well physically, mentally, psychologically, and you have to be protected. That's why the Ministry of Education emphasizes on teachers observing the Children's Acts in Kenya. So I also had, it was important I mention it.